Hello and welcome to the Luke and Juliane live stream. We seem to do one every month. This is a June month. Say hello, Juliana.
Hello, everyone.
And recently we've been doing, looking back through all of the international juggler video clips that we've been sharing. And but this time out, we're not going to do international juggler clips because I've been taking a break from sharing international juggler clips, and instead we're going to look back at another daily video series that I did all the way through May called Trick a Day May. Do you know what Trick a Day May is, Juliana?
You record a juggling trick every day?
Just share one trick, one juggling trick. Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember who started it, but maybe I mostly noticed it last year. People were saying, "Hey, let's we can't get together for juggling conventions, no juggling clubs, all coronavirus lockdown. So let's keep inspiring each other. One trick. Who's going to join with Trick a Day May? That's the first time we did an entire podcast for our Patreon listeners or Patreon supporters, all about Trick a Day May and why I decided to do it, and we shared lots of stories from the motivations behind that over there on our Patreon exclusive Patreon podcast. If you'd like to check that out, €1 or $1 or £1 can let you can listen to the Patreon exclusive, also exclusive video vlogs as well over there. You can go over to patreon.com/Luke Burridge, and you don't just get one podcast. We've actually now done 30 months worth of podcasting, so you can go back and listen to 30 episodes of juggling podcasts on different topics. But even though we did a whole podcast about Trick a Day May and how it's helping me get back into juggling and helping you, Leanna, with a project and a project that we can do together. We talk a lot about that there, but it's really difficult to talk about individual tricks that we want to do and share stories about it and how many attempts that it took. It's very difficult to do that without seeing them live, so that's why we're doing the live stream now. Randy says, how long did it take you to learn to juggle 7 balls, Luke? Well, since when I started juggling, I'd say from 5 balls to 7 balls. So being able to do 5 balls really, really well to 7 balls really, really well. I'd say probably 2 or 3 years until I was comfortable performing 7 balls on stage.
Did you go up the numbers? Did you start with 3 and then learn 4 and 5?
Yeah,
and
but
6, and then 7.
Everyone pretty much skips 6. 6 is really tricky.
6.
Well, it's a different pattern. I later learnt 6 much better than I could do 7, but that's it. So
interesting.
Anyway, keep chucking the questions here. Anyway, to the point. Let's go over and check out all of these tricks in order, the Trick a Day May tricks in order. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's bring it up. Now, we'd been doing this project where I was videoing a juggling act. Juliana was videoing me doing a juggling act. This was for the Dutch Juggling Convention, the NJF. And that project came to a close, or all the working and the juggling that I'd been doing came to a close on the 1st of May. We finished up this, and this was this little bit over here. No, over here. It's on this side. Over here is where you can see us at the catapult. We'd hired it out for the afternoon. We'd got the video that we needed, and then right at the very end, I thought, I don't have any new juggling to do, anything new big to work on right now. So I thought, it's the 1st of May. I've already seen a few people doing Trick a Day May. What am I going to do? And I just said, Juliana, before you put the camera away, face it over here, and I did this trick. Let me see if I can bring it up here. And I just did this. Trick a Day May the 1st, this thing. And the reason I picked that trick for the first Trick a Day May video is because
you can do it really long.
Because I can do it as long as I want. And also, not only can I do it as long as I want, but it's a trick that is in the routine that I've just been doing. So It was very clear in my mind.
You practiced it.
It's a fun trick. I'd not shared it on Instagram. And so that was it. And I really put it out of my mind. And then from then on, I was like, now what I can do is use this as an inspiration or as a jumping off point to keep juggling all the way throughout May and share tricks that maybe I shared on Instagram in the past, but that was back at the start, years ago when Instagram wasn't as popular and I only had 30 views or 100 views, and now I know if I put out a good video that is going to get 1,000 views maybe. Yes. And also an excuse to try out some tricks which I've had in my brain for a long time but haven't had the opportunity to work. Well, not even opportunity, of course I could work on them anytime, but this became a great way for me to there was that trick that's been in my brain, now it's an excuse to get it going. So I carried on the next day. Trick a Day May 2nd.
And when you did it on the 1st of May, I had no idea what you were doing.
Yeah. So that triple squeeze, it's something that's been in my head for a long time. which is this. I often do this thing where I've got the two clubs here and I flip them around and catch them on the other end. It's even a trick that I teach in my squeeze catch workshop, you know, because anyone can just hold two clubs like this in front of them and then throw, and it flips around, and just the angles of the clubs make it so the handles come together and you catch them. And I've often wondered, is that possible to do with three clubs? And so that's why I decided to do this here with May 2nd, a triple squeeze. And it's fun, and Juliana zooms in. One thing that I wanted to, with all of these videos as well, is that little bit of interactivity. This is because, like, this being a social project, by social I mean me and Juliana, I wanted Juliana to have creative input, and as you can see with this fantastic camera work that she does here, she can follow the trick. And there are quite a few videos where I tried to do it myself and tried to film it myself, but of course it's just impossible to get all the details in, and Juliana managed to do that. And we came up with a good way that I would be ready to do a trick, Juliana would say, let's go, and then we'd do the next trick. All right, so that's trick a day. This is actually, the previous one, I'd done it before, like the bash up with the two clubs. This one here, I'd done this one many times before, and I'd shared it before. But then this one here, this is a new trick for me, and I was sharing it for the first time as well. May 2nd, a triple squeeze.
I think the squeeze catches became quite a bit of a theme in this month.
Like, well, it's because those are tricks that I really enjoy doing, and why not do it? Next up, let's go to this one here. Now, 1 second, let me quickly pause here. This one is this is a really dumb trick, and I actually wanted this to be a reason for me to share dumb tricks that I've had in my brain, which I wouldn't normally share. And the reason I wouldn't normally share is because they're, well, a bit dumb. You know what I mean? Like, why would I ever like clutter up my Instagram feed or Twitter feed or YouTube with tricks which aren't worth sharing? But Trick a Day May is suddenly like
exactly the right kind of project to actually share the dumb tricks, and I always like them. Like, you always think, this is a dumb trick. This doesn't look like anything.
We'll get to some of those later. Some of the dumbest tricks had the biggest reaction.
Yes, obviously.
So this was one which is...
Randy is new to the channel.
Yeah, no problem. Didn't even know Juliana's name. Juliana. I introduced her at the start of the stream.
Hello.
So just so you know, the first... I've actually got... I went through and I checked out how many views they got on Instagram, how many likes they got, and how many attempts they got. So let's actually just quickly go back through. The first one got 1,500 views and 338 likes, and took 2 attempts. And it would have been fewer attempts, except that, like, the first time I did it, I just didn't perform it well enough, and then I was like, let's try it again. This one, this second trick here, actually took 3 attempts. May 2nd, a triple squeeze. I thought I'd be able to get it here, and this got more views, 1,700 views. This is actually one of the highest. Viewed and liked videos. Took 3 attempts. Next up, so like I say about dumb tricks. Here is a really dumb trick, and I've often thought, what is a trap? And I've often wondered, what does a trap mean? And in here,
try to talk not so loud.
Sorry.
Really
here
loud.
is.
This
was I forgot that. I didn't cave all this in. So the idea of being a trap, I actually wanted to make like a mouth or like a bear trap. You know, actually use the clubs themselves to trap the clubs. So yeah, this was a dumb idea. The idea being that I can put it between my legs, and then use this, make a trap shape, and then throw it up and catch it again. We're actually sitting at this computer. That's the computer that we're live streaming at there. So I think
straight for
I included in this folder a few clips, which is
the fails.
Yeah, there are some of the fails, but normally or just previous successful attempts. And then I caught it, and then I was like, I didn't come up with the end to that trick. That's literally the first time I've ever done that trick.
And then
it hit my knee on the way down. All right, that's number 3. 1,133 views and 164 likes and 10 attempts. All right, let's keep going here. Trick a Day May 4th. Let's go for something like that. Ooh, so nice. This is a trick that I've done before and shared various versions of.
How would you call that trick?
I call this a bow squeeze because it looks like you're holding a bow, like here. You see a bow?
Yeah.
And you bring it over.
Yeah.
Turns out I can do this quite easily. Yeah, this one kept on going. 1,196 views and 250 likes.
Oh, that's it.
After 39 seconds. So here's the thing on this one. I actually got it the first attempt, but it's over so quick. I was like, oh, let me do it 3 times in a row. And then I think it took me 10 attempts to do it 3 times in a row. And then I got it 7 times in a row when I actually tried it out there.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
May.
But I have one question here. What does it differ? Like, this is one trick.
Yeah.
And by repeating it, did you make it into a pattern?
Not really. It's just, I'm just doing the trick a few times.
Okay.
I mean, it could be a pattern, but I always think of a pattern as being one. Yeah, I mean, a pattern does cycle, but this is like there's a moment where there's no energy, which is I have them here and I flick them across and it stops. And then all I'm doing is rearranging them to start them up again. It's not like there's not like a moment where juggling is still happening when I do this. Of course, it is a juggling trick. It's multiple times. You could call it a juggling pattern, but in my head, that was me doing that trick 7 times rather than me running the trick in for 7 in a pattern. There are some others where it's a pattern, but that isn't one of them. All right, next up, May
5th.
5th.
Nice. Oh.
Again, that's a little fail one. So the idea being is that I catch them both. I do 2 clubs up, throw them around, they spin around, and then I catch them in a scissor catch, but both of them together in a squeeze catch. So it's a double squeeze scissor. So not a scissor squeeze. I think a scissor squeeze is where you catch both of them and then the third club comes in and is caught as a scissor catch. This is a scissor catch, which is a squeeze scissor. So double squeeze scissors. It's technical, but this is how I think of things in my brain. This, I think, here on May 4th, this is me peaking. This is I think this is my favorite. Oh, this is 5th, is it?
Yes.
This is my favorite. Yes, this double scissor squeeze. I invented it for this day. I did it once for video, like when I put it on the tripod. Juliana didn't see it. I called Juliana. I almost did it there. And then here we go. So it's a double squeeze. Double squeeze. That's cool. That's cool. I think that's cool.
What's the difference to the last trick you did?
What do you mean? What's the difference to the last trick?
No,
that was a failure attempt. So this the first video I showed was a fail at that one.
No, I meant like the last trick in the month.
Oh, the last trick in the month was
okay.
The last trick in the month is that I throw all the clubs and I catch them all at the same time.
Oh, yes.
Here, what I'm doing is I'm throwing 2 of the clubs and then I'm just switching one club back over here. Look. See,
yes,
I'm just putting it across. There's no throw, no catch. It's just I'm transferring it from one hand to the other side. All right, trick-a-day. May 7th.
Yes. Oh, what happened to May 6th?
Because we recorded these out of order.
Oh.
Trick-a-day. This is May 6th.
Oh, right.
We recorded it on the same day because we weren't sure if I was going to get this one. I was like, let me try a different trick.
Yeah.
So this is May. Yeah. Oh yeah. So let's do May 6th first. So this is a double sideways bow squeeze. I have actually shared this before on Instagram. It turns out I look back through. It had like 150 views or 300 views, and I'm like, this is much more difficult than that. And the reason why we recorded the other one beforehand, the May 7th one, I was like, this might take a few days to go. So let's like tick off that other one beforehand and then let's get this one because this might not work. So I was expecting this to take 100 attempts or something because the last time I shared it, it took me many attempts.
I understand. I mean, looking at this, it's pretty hard.
Definitely one of the hardest tricks. This is only the 2nd time in my life I've ever done it. And it looks a bit like this.
Looks like magic.
It does. It is magic. So what's happening here is I'm throwing a bow squeeze from both hands at once, and they come across. They actually hit each other in the air, and it's not quite a squeeze catch. One of them is definitely a squeeze catch, but because there's a collision, it like in the middle there. But it's very good.
How many times did you try then?
That was the 3rd attempt. I even say literally like here. Listen. And because it was only the 3rd attempt, normally it takes Juliana a few attempts for me to like work out like, oh, where does the trick go? What do you do afterwards? Like where does everything happen?
Yes.
And in this case, because it happened so quickly after the 3rd attempt, I didn't do it. Before then, though, I'd worked out a trick which looked a little bit like this, which is now up to May 7. And we recorded these both in the same day just because I can't even remember what it was. But so it's May. Trick-a-day May. And I keep making a shape. And I came up with this trick, and Juliana was like, yeah, let's do that one. I shared this one. The trick beforehand, which was the one I just showed you, this one got 2,028 views and 478 likes. Yeah. And the May 7th one got 865 and 93 likes. Got it on the 5th. I'd managed to do it a few times before. Matthias says, Matthias Alcalon says, Alcaron says this trick is sick. I think must be talking about the May 6th trick. This one here. Anyway, trick a day. On Instagram, I even said with trick a day May 7th, they can't all be classics.
No.
All right, let's move on to. So this is what I'd call a scissor squeeze, because what you're trying to do is I'm trying to create a moment where I'm catching 2 clubs and I'm catching the last one in a squeeze catch. There is actually a video of me doing this. I talk all the way through. I do a whole workshop, an hour-long workshop. But right at the end of the workshop, I was like, and now there's this craziest trick which I can do once every 100 attempts. True. But I'm gonna try it now. And I did that trick and nailed it on the first attempt. And all of the people in the workshop was like, oh, crazy. And it was a great moment for the video.
Was that in the EJC in
Ireland? Yeah, it must have been in Ireland.
Yeah. I remember filming it.
So I've shared that a few times before, but it's worth sharing again. Like all these other ones up till now, there's been a lot of them have been new tricks. So yeah, the idea is I want there to be one moment where I'm catching 2 clubs, and then the squeeze catch happens at the same time as it. And this, I think the timing is slightly off. It's close enough that it is all one catching motion. It's like a catch, it's like one motion, but it is nicer when you're doing a catch and the other club, that third club, is already in this position, is already between the other 2 clubs. That's when it's most satisfying. But worth sharing there. That is synchronous triple squeeze. Oh no, that was that's the 1 up 2 low scissor squeeze, and it took 52 attempts. So up until this point, this was the most difficult trick that we shared. All right, next trick is a double spin from a cascade back into a cascade again, and a finish.
That was not part of the trick a day, May, was it?
It was not trick, but I was like, hey, we're out in Juliane's. Oh, we've changed of scenery now. Previously, we were in our apartment in different places, in the office and in the bedroom, and now we're over at Juliana's parents' house garden. The garden at Juliana's parents' house. So that's where like half of the videos are then shared from now on, videoed from now on. So this is a 4 club double foot catch. So I'm trying to catch 2 clubs on my foot and kick them up again. But what I want to do is to kick it back up into a cascade. And why I don't like this is because when I catch them here on my foot and then I kick them back up and then I do 3 right hand catches in a row, you see. So I kick them up and they go up into a nice stack above my right hand. So then I go right hand, and then, like that. And it didn't want that right hand. And then, so we did it a few more attempts. And this is another attempt a bit later. So I catch them both on my foot, then I kick them up, and right hand, and I do that 2 right-handed things again.
And it's wobbly.
And so even though Juliana couldn't tell the difference, but then when we look back, we realized actually you can't see the clubs. And you see, where's the club in the air?
Yeah, it's disappearing.
You can't see the club in the air up here.
White.
So we did a quick change of scenery, so I'm juggling in front of the trees in the back. And I'm still a bit annoyed with this because I've shared a version of that trick before where I kind of scoop them back up. Oh no, is that another failure?
That was not
it. Okay, what went wrong on that one? I can't. Oh yeah, because I think I'm stumbling around and I'm trying to get it. And so maybe it's this one. And then I'm still catching them by the wrong end, but that's the one we shared.
And sideways.
And the reason we shared it after that one, because up till there, that was 149 attempts, coming in at the second most difficult trick of all of them. And it's annoying because I've done it before. I shared it a few years ago, and it's a better version. So we spent 149 attempts, had 3 other kind of successes beforehand, and then didn't share those ones. And I mean, I saved them here just because I was looking back at them and was like, which was the one we're going to share again?
Yeah.
149 attempts. And that one got 1,373 views on Instagram and 227 likes. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
This is a trick.
I wanted to ask you.
Oh yeah.
How much does the camera weigh?
How much does the camera weigh?
Yeah, with the
I'd say probably about a kilogram.
Yeah.
it's a hard camera to hold up.
It doesn't sound a lot, but if you do it, if you hold it up for that long.
Because as we were saying on the juggling podcast when we were talking about this kind of thing, for me it was really important to have some dynamism in the experience, because like one of the things that I dislike most, which I'm going to talk about right now with this clip here,
exactly,
is cameras are locked. No, so yeah, camera locked up off on a tripod is like the least dynamic way for me to view juggling, and I think it's very difficult to get depth. It's very difficult to work out height with a camera that's moving and around. It creates depth. It creates everything can be moving.
You can follow along. You can follow with the trick.
Yeah.
Also, you can follow. You can decide where the viewer's eyes is focusing at any point.
Yeah. So, and that's why I really dislike and everything like this. And this is the, so this is triple. So here what I did was I throw a triple throw. Those are going at triple and these are going single. And as they come down, they all catch at the same time.
Yeah.
Like that, and adjust them around. And then I do the thing which I really dislike, which is walking towards the camera. And walking towards the camera is like my least favorite juggling celebration that you can do.
End of a juggling trick.
I mean, Delaney Bayliss just put out a video and it's amazing, like 5 Club Mills mess and all these crazy tricks. But everything is with a static camera, and her celebration each time is walking towards the camera.
No, I think she does that twice.
Yeah, okay, but a few times. But I'm saying the only celebrations that you do see. I'm not saying she does this with every trick, but the only celebrations you do see is her walking towards the camera. And so it's fine here at this moment to have a walking towards the camera moment with a triple and then a single like that.
Also, you're not saying anything. It's just like,
I'm not saying, there's no life to it, and that's it. Juliana's not here with me. So here's the thing, that might look like the trick I was aiming for. Actually, this was a trick which I failed to do the 4 squeeze, in other words, which is throw 2 triples, throw 2 singles, and then catch them all in one hand. Not into, you see how here they're catching in 2 different hands, but to catch all of those into one hand. And I spent around about 45 minutes and maybe 80 or something attempts trying to get that trick then. And we didn't get that until the last day of the month, which we'll talk about later. So this one got 1,373 views and 227 likes. Or was that? No, this one. This is actually less. No, this is actually 967 views and 129 likes. And this one took 12 attempts to get this version of it, after probably 80 attempts at a trick that I failed at.
Yes.
All right. Zach McAllister joins the chat. Juliana, what has been the most recent juggling knocking down surprises? The juggling hits thing, surprisingly. What's that? What has been the most recent juggling knocking down surprises?
Oh, you mean hitting my glasses or something?
Oh, right. Yeah. Juggling hits things, surprisingly. I don't know, really. We've mostly not been doing a lot of juggling, so it's been all inside.
Yeah.
That clip where we threw the club over behind us and almost
hitting all the monitors. Maybe that one.
All right. Next up, we have May 11th. Oh yeah, bash ups 2, triple squeeze.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Good celebration of this one. Yes. So this is one that people liked a lot. So this one got 1,475 views. But more importantly, or not more importantly, the IJA people wanted to share this on the IJA Instagram account. So I sent it off to them.
Oh,
and
did they do that?
So they shared it there. So that's probably got like another 6,000 views elsewhere, like not on my, like on a more popular Instagram account.
I think it went over 10,000 views.
This one, maybe, I don't know. This one took 14 attempts and got 1,475 views and 406 likes. This is one of the most liked videos of all of them.
Yeah.
All right, next up. Yeah. Trickiday, May 12th. This we reviewed. Oh no, this is a failure one. This is a few failures on this one.
Oh.
No, that isn't it. That isn't it. That wasn't good enough. No, it wasn't good enough. That really wasn't good enough. So this is the idea of like catching, like trying to do a triple squeeze, like, but also like throw 3 clubs on one hand, catch all clubs in one hand, but also have one of them be a scissor catch.
Right.
And I tried doing it with, holding them 3 in a line, but it didn't work. So then I did this holding 3 in a line, but one of them the other way around. And then I was like, this is going to be better to get into this by juggling.
Yes.
So I could catch one normally, catch one the wrong way around, and then when it was there, flick them around and catch it like that.
hand looks really, really good.
We recorded this the same day as the previous trick because I actually got that bash up to triple squeeze is actually an easier, way easier trick than this for me, because I can do bash ups and I can do triple squeezes, no problem at all. We recorded this because the next day I had an injection, my COVID injection, and I was like, let's get a trick now in case tomorrow we can't do it.
No.
What's that?
I suggest
you said that. Yeah.
Let's do this now because I had it previously before you, and I remembered that there were gonna be probably some side effects, and I thought let's just have it in the box.
So the idea of doing this quickly in case we didn't get one tomorrow, this took in the end 89 attempts to get this trick. This is sort of like the fourth most difficult trick of all of the tricks that I did, and it looks like nothing in the end. I mean, people liked it, 1,296 views and 221 likes, but really that thing there shouldn't have been like the third most difficult trick.
Yeah, but it was
like the third or no, what is it? The fourth. That's the fourth most difficult trick of all of them. All right, next trick. This was 2 days later.
There's some questions in the chat.
All right, what clubs do you use? These are Dan DZ. All of these I'm using PX3s. They're a club by Play Juggling, an Italian juggling prop company. And the ones that you can see here on the screen with the white tape around them, or the black tape around them, those are an older version which I've used for a long time. They look all sparkly and new because I only ever juggle these on carpet in training spaces where there's carpet or dance floors. And then I have an outdoor juggling club set, and I have a performance juggling club set, and I have another juggling club set.
But they're all the same kind.
They're all of them are PX3s of pretty much the same kind of thing. So here we go. This is 2 days after my injection. I wasn't feeling very well. Juliana was doing something somewhere, and I was like, oh, trick a day, mate. So this is kind of like later on in the afternoon. And I was like, let me get this trick. I wasn't feeling anything, and I was like, I'm just going to do a trick I can do pretty easily.
Yeah,
so I did the double upward bow squeeze. It took me 5 attempts, and I'm like, good enough. Don't just walk towards the camera.
But kind of do. And kind of mess up.
And I wasn't feeling very good at that point. So you can see I'm not feeling very enthusiastic after being wiped out. And also not a great result. Only 876 views and 117 likes. Not that great.
How much does the performance aspect of the trick add, do you think?
What's that? Say again?
The performance aspect, like you.
Yeah, I think this time I just wasn't looking funny. Fun. You weren't in it. You know, it's not as dynamic.
Yes.
PX4. I really don't like PX4 clubs, just the size of them. But yeah, they do stay strong long term. Like when I said before, these are an old set of clubs. I've been using the clubs that you see on screen right now. I got these clubs in 2007 is when I got this set of clubs, and I've been using them as my training clubs at home for a long time. So 2007, and they look as good as new because again, I've not been juggling on them hard surfaces. I've only been juggling them indoors and on carpets and on dance floors. But yeah, these clubs last a long time. The outdoor clubs that you'll see probably in this next clip here. What's the next clip? Oh no, it's the same clubs.
Inside trick again.
May 14th.
All right. So this is a trick I was trying to psych people out, and this is called, I call this the trick where I put the clubs behind my ears. I call it making an ass of myself. Oh, that's a failure. That's another failure one there. So making an ass of myself is a very old trick. I came up with it in maybe like 2000 or 2001. Have never really shared it. This is the first time I ever shared it in a video that I remember. But I wanted to psych people out. I wanted to make people think that I was going to go for it, like in that moment, go for
something cool.
For something cool. And in the end, I do this.
I think it's so funny. I think it's so funny.
Took 33 attempts to get the final version of that trick. Shouldn't be that difficult.
And it's really interesting because people do see you and put different animals.
Yeah.
Because when I see that, I think of a monkey.
I just moved the little window. You keep talking.
And then some people see an elephant, a Dumbo elephant, like, you know, Dumbo as in like the big ears.
Yeah.
And you see something, and you have something totally different.
Well, because when I'm doing this, I don't see my own ears sticking out here like this. What I see is these things up in the ear. And also, I like the double meaning of ass. Like making an ass of myself is I'm making myself look like an ass. Also, making myself look stupid, like big ears, ass, and then I'm making this of myself. The idea being here, and we didn't actually know what I was going to do when I did it, and then so yeah, it was good filming in the end just to actually catch, because we didn't know what was going to happen when I actually got the trick. but it was fun to do. Should not have taken 33 attempts.
No, it shouldn't.
If I just set it up, like if it was just this moment, like putting them there and dropping it in, easy. But I wanted to make it look like a trick, so I did this crazy thing.
Weird setup.
Kellen, what's his name? Kellen Quinn? Kellen. He was saying when I was doing these previous tricks where I was just catching them in random places, like this one, he's sort of like, oh, you can just catch the clubs anywhere then, I guess. And I'm like, yep. And then for this one here, I was like, yeah, it doesn't matter, you're allowed to catch the clubs anyway. And so after making an ass of myself with 3 clubs, I decided to up the ante and record it. I was gonna say I keep now. Okay, so I decided to up the ante and do a 5 club version. So this is again me. This is not at Juliana's parents' garden. This is me out the side, like in my driveway. And so I tried. Trick-a-day May 15th. So I wanted to get a video of me doing this, but because Juliana isn't using the camera, it's just on a tripod, I've got to make it look good. So then I had to do the juggling and drop it down and things like that. You would actually just randomly come to the window. To the window.
Yes.
Did I do it this time? And I decided to put.
You actually performed that
to me. I wouldn't, because I saw you waiting there. Because what happened was I put the clubs here, and as I stepped this way, I looked up and saw you. I'm actually forgetting to do the trick at the moment. I forget to do the trick because I'm looking up at you, and because I see you there, I carry on with the juggling. And then, for no reason, first time I'd ever done that trick here, and I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this way more difficult for myself and throw in 5 club back crosses at the end just to show off to Juliana, and did.
Obviously.
So that's why. Me doing 5 club back crosses is easier than me doing this trick where I put the clubs here and drop down into 5. So yeah, that's dumb. So then we actually re-recorded this out in Juliana's parents' garden later on that day, just because why not? And this time it was good because I managed to make them drop down from my right ear, then my left ear. No, sorry, my left ear, then my right ear, one after the other, which is actually what I was going
and
for.
Then just finish the trick.
And I didn't know what to do at the end here as well, so I was like, let's keep going. And I used to do this thing when I'd stop and catch the 4th club the 5th club in the other crown of the 4 clubs. And I used to perform that. I'd catch them all there and then put it in my mouth and then go back into 5 club juggling with grabbing the last one out of my mouth again.
Yeah, that's fun.
So
how many clubs can you juggle? Somebody's asking.
5 on stage now. I do 6 on. Oh, sorry. I just wanted to say 5 club making an ass of myself. Let's go over here. Took 32 attempts in total, I think that was. 1,573 views, 294 likes, so a lot of things here. Okay, so now we come up to the flat front double trap squeeze, which is what I'm going to show here. This is maybe my favorite or second favorite attempt, second favorite new trick that I've not done before here. And it was one of the easiest ones. And I think that one, if I'd have done it here, like I'm doing it with a double spin. I saw someone else on Instagram try this with 2 spins, a single spin. So just go 1 spin and then here. That is actually, because it's not really a squeeze catch. You just, because the first club lands and the second club lands, you've actually got a much bigger catching surface, a much bigger target to catch in. It's actually easier than doing it, because often I'd do that when I'd flip 2 of them over and catch them both together like this. I even do that in my show, but with a single spin, in that routine that was recording.
I just thought it was very pretty.
It is very pretty.
It looked like a flower.
And I came up with the trick and then come over and do it. And I did it on the first attempt, but then because it was the first attempt, I didn't perform it and you didn't know what to do with the camera. So we redid it. So this was actually, I got this one on the first attempt and on the 9th attempt. Cool. And that's why I wasn't quite sure it had, because I said, and when in the end, zoom in here so we can actually see, so we can see the nice pattern at the end. You did. But then by the time I looked up, I was looking down, and as I looked up, I was like, why you're meant to be zoomed in down here? But you did actually do what I want, but at the time I'd forgotten to do it. Yeah. That's why I'm asking, were you filming down here?
Yes.
So that was a fun one. Yes, one of my favorite tricks because it is aesthetically beautiful. Other people agreed. 1,403 views and 328 likes, which is right up there within the top 3 or 4 tricks.
I just want to say one thing, because I have a list here. I can read it, but just the words putting next to each other. Yeah. Flat front to double trap squeeze.
Yeah. Flat front foes, they're in this plane, they're wall plane. Oh, sorry, they're wall plane, as you can say. Flat front with rings means that the flat part of the ring is to the front.
Facing, okay.
Or I sometimes with rings, I'd call them 90s, but again, it's just more numbers, but it's like a 90 degree this way. Not pancakes, but flat front. Or wall plane means if you're juggling here and there's a wall there, the clubs are moving on the plane of the wall in front of you, with the idea being if you're standing in front of a wall and you're that far away, how would you juggle them? You'd have to do them on the inside.
Yes.
So but flat front, even though there is no flat part of a juggling club, it's what you'd come with rings and stuff like that. So yeah, next up, now that was file 9,961, and so what I need to actually do now is go back up to here. All right, next trick. What's this one? Trick a day, May 17th. Oh yeah, double flat front, wrong-ended squeeze to downward bow squeeze. So a bow squeeze is, oh no, I just moved this thing again. Let's go back over to OBS and put this back in place. The bow squeeze is where I'm holding them like this. Okay, this from going from there and flipping it to there, and this is a downward bow squeeze because I'm throwing the both clubs up and I'm catching them downwards. And then so beforehand I was doing a sideways bow squeeze, but so I was coming up with this way of doing this, and in the end, after ages and ages of trying, 90 attempts to get this trick, I was like, I'm just going to do an easier version, and then this was the easier version, and I got it quite quickly, because when I'm throwing and catching them together like that, this is really difficult because you have to have quite big hands, and I have to then catch them in the right position really to then be able to do this, and I was trying to do that with a spin either side, and then I was like, I'll just do the straight version where I throw the straight clubs in together and then upwards bow catch to there, and then just a little bit of an extra thing here. So all the way through, it looks a bit like this. Bum, and there, and that's it.
Cool. How many attempts was that?
Well, it was 90 attempts at the previous trick and this trick, but we bailed on a previous trick, which was more difficult, and I still never managed to get. All right, next up, 17, trick a day 17. Oh no, this is 18. 18. This is the bash up shower. This was your my idea. Kind of idea to do like the bash up, because I was trying to do a more difficult version of it. I was trying to do the bash up cascade thing where they get one of them goes one way and then the other way and then the other way. Yeah. And
I just said, how about
I was really struggling with that.
Them in the circle.
So in the end, that took so I took 19 attempts of the previous trick and then 11 more attempts at this trick here. You were asking before, like, are these patterns or these tricks? I would say that was a pattern, because there's a moment here where there's energy in a club, or there's still energy in a pattern, something's in the air, and I'm starting the same thing again while something else is in the air, if you see what I mean, like here, and I'm already starting the next thing before the previous thing has stopped its motion, so that's why I call this a pattern. Okay, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it makes sense. All right, next up, May 19th. I shared this pattern with Balls earlier this year, asking about satisfying juggling tricks, and I said, this is one of the most satisfying juggling tricks I know to juggle. What are yours? And it's this thing, time rewind, where I'm doing a 2-club squeeze. They come together like this. These come together. I catch them, and then the next thing that I do is they go apart as a single, and I catch them, and then they go apart. And it's harder to do, much harder to do with clubs than with balls, but it is still possible. Okay. And I really enjoy that there. Yep. To me, that is one of those tricks that's really difficult to follow, to watch. Like it's almost intentionally that way. Yeah. But this got 1,225 views and 247 likes, a pretty average number of views and an average number of likes, and kind of an average number of attempts to get the trick. Are you excited that juggling may be in the Olympics? Is it? No, it's not going to be in the Olympics. No. Jason Garfield has decided that he's going to try and make it. It's all right. It's not. All right, here we go. Squeeze ass catch. This next one just comes from. Oh no, where are we? Over here. So this next one comes from Juliane and me trying to think of a trick, and Juliane says, "Can you catch them behind your back?" And I was like, "I can do one better. I can do Jason Garfield and do what he's called an ass catch." So beautiful. So we came up with this. It took 23 attempts to get that. Most of the time, just me trying to work out where are they even going. The squeeze catch isn't the hardest part. Yeah. One more time. Almost falling forward. Oh, it's so beautiful. Here we go, and catching it there. But this needs definitely a follow cam. Yeah, like, you need to be able to follow with the camera. Otherwise, you would just step out of the locked off camera if you would do it with a locked off camera. Meanwhile, other people on Instagram were looking at me and being inspired, and some people were trying these same kind of tricks out. And one person, Catherine Carr, the juggling cat on on Instagram. She sent me a video, which I mean I would share, but it was in a private chat, of her doing 2 slapbacks, like when you throw a club and hit it out the air to rotate back into your hand.
Yeah.
And she did a slap back squeeze, and I was like, I like the look of that, and so I said, I'm gonna try a 3-club version, and so that's my 3-club version, with the idea being that it's just that same kind of thing where, you know, I throw 1 club high as a triple, and I know that if I do this next to the rest of the trick right, that triple will land at the same time as these 2 last tricks.
So it's about the timing.
And so I slap them, and they come round, and then surprise, 3 clubs at the same time.
And you're not even looking at the triple club.
I know where it's going. I'm looking at
just
it there.
Like
I can see
holding
it there.
out your hand and having faith that it comes
down. But then it turns
down.
out, when I normally do this, which is actually what I do when I'm doing that scissor squeeze catch, I throw a triple and then I throw 2 singles and they all arrive at the same time. I was trying to make that work, and then I realized, oh no, there's actually an extra beat in here. So what I'm doing here is I'm throwing, and then I'm actually doing this, and that time in the air. So in the end, that high throw had to be not a triple, not a triple, it's actually a quad spin. So I'm actually doing quad spin, half spin, 2 half spins, slap back, another spin backwards, and then they all come down at the same time. So yeah, this is my version, inspired by the juggling cats tricks.
Nice. It sounds like we did this quite some time.
65 attempts at that one, coming in at probably the 5th or 6th most difficult trick. Which I'll sort this list in a second to do that kind of stuff.
And people on Instagram obviously don't know that I am behind the camera. They don't know me.
Yeah.
And so
yeah,
I didn't even think about. Oh yes. They never see my face.
Yeah, they just hear you going, oh, that's so great. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, we had quite a few comments of people, oh, your filmer is doing this. Your filmer is doing that.
And also, some of the tricks, like we did so many times, and my back and my fingers were hurting so much. I really wanted it to. I wanted you to succeed.
So you're not saying yes because it was successful that I did it. You're saying yes because it's successful that you then don't have to do it. So these last few ones, the squeeze ass catch, 901 views, and this one 810 views, and the one after this, the behind the back trap squeeze, is 833. This felt like a lull, you know, after loads of videos getting like over 1,000 views and 200 likes. These kind of went down a bit. So this next one, let me actually go back over here, was inspired by Norby. I'm not sure how this is showing up here. So Norby,
what was that? I didn't even see what.
Norby says, I'm inspired by. Let me just quickly look over on OBS. Does this actually look? Oh yeah, people can see it. It's quite small. Let me just bring it here. Boom. So Norby, who living in Berlin now, said, inspired by Luke, here's some squeeze catches of my own with rings. So he throws them up and he does this like flippy underneath through a squeeze catch. He just like 2 coming in, and then he does this behind the back thing here. Yes. Now Norby was there at ground zero with squeeze catches back when in like 2001, 2002. No, probably a bit late, maybe 2003, 2004. And 2005, when I was working on squeeze catches a lot and like developing them there. He also was getting into juggling at that same time and would do these kind of things. So I know he's done quite a bit of squeeze catches with rings before. And so he does this one here where he throws one up and then he catches them like one behind his back and he catches them all at the same time. But does he really catch them? Like some of them he catches and then he's got his thumb there. So I was like, I'm going to give this same kind of thing a go. Oh no, now, there we're back. Oh no, it's at the wrong place. So I decided to do my version of Norby's trick, but with kind of my version of it. Anyway, some kind of behind the back throw into something with, I wanted one club to come down straight and one club to go behind the back, and I wanted them to meet behind the back, and I realized the best way to do that was with that trap motion, so I have more control over it. So that's what I did. So yeah, one behind the back under the arm and the other one up into the air. Yeah. And it took me a while to work it out because Norby just chucks one of them across, but I realized actually I need to just do one to do them in the same hand because I couldn't get that club behind my back and then throw it accurately enough to actually get them to come in the same place. Because beforehand, you remember I tried to do the one where I do one behind the back all the time, and I was just chucking it away, and I realized it was because I was having to do the behind the back throw too quickly. Whereas here, by juggling 2 clubs in one hand, but what do I do there? I go like 1, 2, and then that third one I'm actually doing. Yeah. And beforehand, I was just going like trying to go straight into it with one there. So yeah, this is a behind.
Looks good.
I liked it.
Plop. Yeah.
People on Instagram not so impressed.
No.
But whatever.
Oh, well.
We got another question in the chat. If I buy white juggling clubs, and put like personalized tape or the page of comic books on the body, will it change the weight of the club? It will change the weight of the club a little bit, but it's hardly noticeable. Like putting tape on will add maybe 4 or 5 grams, and juggling clubs are like 225 to 240 grams anyway. So it does change the weight of the clubs, but you'll get used to it literally within a minute, and then you won't even notice it anymore after that.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah.
So for personalization,
is good fun.
It's good. Also, in the when we have conventions again, you find your clubs much
way easier. All right, next up is this stamp to squeeze. So when
Go for it. Trick Day, May 23rd.
That was fast.
Literally the first attempt.
So every other previous time when we did it the first attempt, I was like, oh, but I'm not cool about the performance. And because we'd got it on the first attempt, Juliane didn't know what was happening, so didn't follow the trick. Didn't do the filming correctly because you didn't know what was going. Yeah. And in this case, the trick was good, the celebration was good, the performance was good, the camera work was good. So I was just like, that's it.
Literally the first attempt.
Yeah.
Good.
First attempt. Lots of people really like that one. I think the reason why I got it on the first attempt, because I looked back and I was like, I think I shared this once before on Instagram, and I went back and I found it on Instagram, and I didn't just share it once. I shared like a montage of me doing the trick like 10 times, like not in a row, but like really training again. And I worked out, oh, that's the reason I managed to get this on the first attempt. It's not because I've done it before. I'm just doing it for the first time. I'm learning how to do it. It's like, no, I actually learned how to do this trick and the timing and stuff before.
So you actually go back to muscle memory.
Yeah. Dan Diaz says, like Wes Peden did with his flower clubs. We're talking about personalization of clubs. Yeah, his clubs were so recognizable that when I was editing the top 40 jugglers of the year video, I actually said to him, I just noticed that what's her name? The juggler from Afghanistan,
Rabia
Ahmadi. She is juggling Wes Peden's juggling clubs that he donated to the Afghan circus, the Kabul circus. Yeah. And I was like, hey, these are your clubs. Your clubs have made another appearance in the top 40 jugglers of the year, which is really good fun. Maybe could I top 40 jugglers? Where was she?
There,
Rabia.
21.
Yeah, let's just quickly juggling. Wes Peden's juggling clubs are so recognizable that when you actually see Rabia doing, where did she come here? There. Oh no, it's actually.
It was red.
It's actually. Oh, was it there?
Yeah, it was there. It's when they juggle. Is it?
No, it's not there.
No, but after this.
Not there. Not there. There it is.
That's what I.
So Wes Peden's clubs. There she is. And there's Wes Peden's club.
One club.
Anyway, so there you go. Let's go back over to Trick-a-Day May. The folder, let's close that. Where were we up to? No, done that one. Done that one. All right, next one.
Go for it.
This is a trick that I shared before on Instagram. Probably one of the most difficult tricks I've ever done. And I shared it on Instagram and I looked back, it had like 180 views or something. I was like, I want to do this more. Again, not even 1,000 views on this one. I checked, these are numbers from a few days ago. Yeah. So this is a pirouette to scissor squeeze. Scissor squeeze is this moment where you're doing a catch, and at the same moment that catch, the other club should be between the two clubs. So in one motion, you're catching two clubs, and by the time you squeeze them together, as you do that squeeze, another clubs arrive there, and you catch them there. Yeah. So you catch them. And this time, I'd already done the previous version back on the... one up two low scissor squeeze on the 8th of May, and this time by the 24th of May I thought it's time to share the more difficult version with the same version with the pirouette. It took me 17 attempts. In other words, the attempt with the pirouette took fewer attempts than the attempt without the pirouette for earlier on in the month.
Just before the rain really gets going.
Yeah, it just started raining at that moment as well.
That was good.
Yeah.
Good filming session.
It was a good filming session. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one. Next up we have, talk about a trick which I thought was so dumb. I used to do this trick. I've been doing this trick for years and years and years, just as part of my own, this is going in a show. And then it's like, this is never going in a show. And it's the trick that I call the non-scissor, non-squeeze. Again, it's just in my...
Trick-a-Day, May 25th.
So I juggle and I catch, and then I pull the club just between the club and the other club. It's like a nothing of a trick. It got such a huge reaction on Instagram. I'm like, why does everyone like this trick? Oh, I've just moved the video screen again. Let's put this back into place. OBS, where are you? Okay. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. So everyone loves the non-scissor, because all I'm doing is I'm literally throwing a club, not doing anything with it, and then
know, but
not
this
doing
moment
anything.
is again, it's one of those. What are you even doing? This is why you had to do it twice. So
well, this is the thing. I did it like on the first attempt because this is like, it's not a difficult trick. But then we took like another 10 attempts. Well, not even 10 attempts. We did like another 10 run-throughs just to work out like, how do I make this actually look like it's not anything? And that got more views and more likes than the trick which I did the day before, which was very, very difficult. All right, next up. So there was talking of like Norby and the juggling cat, and they were like, I was inspired by those tricks. Someone else shared on an Instagram story him doing this double stack balance, or this two stack balance. He did it on his chin, and then when it fell down, they kind of fell down, and they went all the way around, and then he caught them in by the other end, like that together. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, can I do that trick? And then I was like, actually, no, I'm going to do this trick. So it's a double stack, and it nicely falls down, and I just catch it as a...
Whee.
And it looks like...
It looks really nice.
I'm happy with that one. You too?
Good.
The reason I say I'm happy with that one, because we had tried this, we did it for 36 attempts, and then we got it, and Juliana was like, blah, 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 and I messed up a little bit, and then the camera work wasn't very good. And I was like, and then we watched it back, and I was like, oh, that's such a downer. It looked like I was really annoyed about this, about getting the trick. And Juliana was like disappointed. Her reaction came off that she was disappointed that I'd even got the trick, or it took me so long. So we gave it another time, because we gave it another, 15 attempts.
A performance aspect.
Yeah, it was, and I'd love to credit the juggler who kind of came up with that, like the double stack and then them dropping down and catching them together, but I couldn't find them on Instagram. It was a story, and they disappear after 24 hours, and I didn't make a note of it at the time, so I couldn't get that one. 675 views and 97 likes. Probably, by views one of the lowest, and by likes one of the lowest as well here. Let's move on. Oh no, we've got a question here. Just want to answer this question. What was it here? Kerry Podo, why do you stream on YouTube? Twitch is so much better these days. Yes, I know, but I have literally 4,000 subscribers on
Twitch.
Not on Twitch, on YouTube.
On YouTube.
On YouTube. Yes. On YouTube, I've got thousands of subscribers, and people who, if I say I'm doing a live stream, will see a notification, who can just be like, oh, I'll check that out, no problem at all. And on Twitch, I have 4 subscribers or 4 followers, so people wouldn't just randomly find it. And I like all of my videos, or juggling videos, are all on YouTube for like, 14 years. I've got 14 years worth of juggling audience on YouTube. And over on Twitch, I have 0 and nothing.
Yeah. So. And also, like, you on YouTube, and then after the live stream, you upload this as a
video again.
Video. Yeah.
All right, then. We've been going almost an hour, so let's get through these last 4 or 5 videos.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, this one's called Off. Oh, there's a fly. Yes. This is called Offset Ended Half Flip Catches. This was a trick which looked really amazing in my brain. So I'm juggling the 4 clubs, and then I'm catching them by the wrong ends, and then I'm flipping them round, and then I'm flipping them round again, and then I start juggling, and I was like, this is the best trick ever. And then I look back at it on the video, and it looks like almost nothing. And the Instagram algorithm agreed, and the number of people who liked it on Instagram also agreed, not really worth it. And it was so difficult when I was doing the edit of all of the tricks, all at the set, like edit them all together. Yeah. This was one I kept on trying to shorten it and do it, and in the end I just went that 1, 2 thing, and then it was on to the next trick, because it kind of became a roadblock, because it's actually quite a long trick, this whole setup.
It is. Like, how long is it? 23 seconds?
Well, no, I'm juggling. That's so 6, 7 seconds, 8, 9, 10, then back into it. And then to get back into it, and I was sort of like, that was like, I'd go up to that, and then there was like this 8-second video part, like in this thing. And I was like, the whole video is only 2 minutes long, to put 8 seconds in that. Victor Coco, great video, thanks. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Amazing.
Thank you once again. That's really great. Victor, if you put that same $5 into Patreon, you get like exclusive videos and podcasts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'd say stop.
Just type it in.
I'd say
patreon.com/Luke Burridge.
patreon.com/Luke Burridge. I'd say
you type that into the chat.
Everybody can type in patreon.com/Luke Burridge.
Okay.
I'm just saying that, Victor, thank you so much for the chat. It's fantastic that you throwing us the $5 tip.
Didn't he do that last?
He did do it last time. He did do it last time. Thank you very much.
Thank
You're our top YouTube chat. What do they call it? Chat revenue provider. But yeah, do it on Patreon because then you get updates and stuff like that. So
and you can watch the video that we took quite some time to then actually record.
Yeah.
And
all this stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff on it.
All right, next up we have.
This
is another ass of myself to blind behind the trap squeeze. Oh,
it's right in my ear.
You're the one who's leaning forward. You were sitting back before.
I know, but
so this is a dumb trick. It's just the ass of myself. And I thought it's funny. This talking with stuff in my mouth. It's such a dumb thing, but it cracks me up every time, even though nobody else notices it. Yeah, so it's just drop them behind the back. This one took 25 attempts. In other words, quite difficult.
So silly. So silly.
And Juliana was...
Yes, because you catch them behind, and then it's fun. The thing is, I think the Trigger Day May is exactly the place to do this.
Why would I ever do that trick? I'm never going to do that on stage. It's too difficult to do on stage. I'm never going to share it as an Instagram video on its own right. All right. So next one which was one of the most difficult tricks that I was trying to do.
Trigger Day May 29.
This is the triple foot squeeze catch to triple kick up. I did this many, many, many times. Now, when I was talking about how many attempts it took, that's always how many attempts it took to video it. I did this for probably 45 minutes to an hour before Juliana started to come over and check it out. But the idea is, yes, throw them down and catch them all.
What's this? This
helicopter
this
spins.
Oh, it's a helicopter.
Because so it has to land sideways on my foot. So
yes.
all of them are like spinning sideways. So here we go. A double helicopter spin and then 2 single helicopter spins. They come down and catch them there like that. And they're kind of in the right position, but not quite. So what I do is I just pull that club up on top.
Yeah.
And then do the kick up. And I do actually catch 2 of them the right way around and 1 of them the wrong way around. But by that time I was like, I'm just going to go for the juggle. So
nobody has seen that.
Yeah. But this adjustment thing here. And then what I did after this, we then spent another, what does it say here? Another,
Is that good enough?
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Well, the dog thought it was good.
No,
enough.
I just realized this. What did I say? 62 attempts. Did I say 25 attempts? Anyway, 62 attempts. So this is the third or fourth most difficult trick. Hi, Sid. Hi, you are
Sid.
late. Oh, yes, Victor, thanks for the super chat. You're welcome from the USA. Thank you very much, Victor.
That's great.
So, and then what we tried to do is get another version of this trick where after catching it like this, after catching 3 clubs on 1 foot, I don't then adjust them. I just like push them forward with my foot and try and do it. And we took like many more attempts to get that as well.
We did. But in the end...
Meanwhile, on this same day, which was the 29th, I was like, I want to do the quad squeeze. I want to do the 4 squeeze, which is catching all of them. So we also spent I recorded and deleted over 100 videos of me trying to get the trick that we did here on the last day. So next up, this video here. I shared a whole video, which I'll share in a minute, of that trick. So let's go. That's the 31st trick. So just so you know, to get to this point, this was 101 attempts on that day, another 100 attempts the day before to get this, and also back on May 10th when I did the synchronous triple squeeze and single squeeze all the way there, I had another 45 minutes of attempts without Juliana, of me trying to get that trick too. And it's just this simple thing. You juggle them, and before I was trying to do a triple spin and single spin down there, but that turns out was too much energy. But here it is with the double spin, 2 single spins, and catch them all there. And here, and that's the difference between the other one where I was doing the 2 scissor squeeze catches there. That was never the idea. So here we go. 4 clubs in one hand. My first ever successful catching 4 clubs in one hand. And even then, they're not all in one hand. Because as I say...
Is that it?
I think it is.
I'm taking it.
4 clubs.
Yeah, but
Hello, Sid.
This is
it's meant to be like that.
What are you saying? This is perfect.
It wasn't perfect.
Because this
It's
was
not
actually
perfect.
it was actually the first time you had all the 4 clubs at the end in your hands, and this is why I was asking, because up until that point we had several attempts where there were 3 clubs in your hand and 1 somewhere on the floor.
And this was the first time that they weren't.
This is why I asked.
Yeah. So after this, we took another 35 attempts to get them all into the hands.
Enough,
it wasn't good enough
because you
for me.
wanted to squeeze them all in one hand and not have one scissor thing
All right,
hanging in between.
We've been streaming for 1 hour, so let's quickly get to the last trick, which is actually from the 30th, which we reviewed at the same day. I wanted to include Juliana in the video, and so actually Juliana says, "Can I be in the video? I'll do something." I says yes. And it actually took quite a long time because you kept on. It took a while to do the trick without you holding the camera, and then you had to catch the clubs as they came towards you and catch them. And then it took many more attempts for you to catch them on camera because you kept on turning the camera away as you were catching them.
Because I'm now gonna show the people.
Oh yeah.
Because the camera's right here.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
Yeah.
Is that Luke juggles, and normally how I hold the camera is I have.
I'm bringing it up on OBS
here,
so you can see here.
And then I'm filming him like this.
Yeah.
So both hands holding the camera.
Yeah.
And in this one, I had to hold it like here, so he is in the video and in the middle, and everything works. And I had to press record, and then he juggles, and then I need to extend my arm out so it's in front of the lens, and then catch it while at the same time not
swinging the camera away. Yeah,
swinging the camera away, because that's normally how you do it. You counter. You do a counterweight thing. But here,
if you turn your body, like if you're reaching out, your body twists as you
had
reach
to
out.
actively move the camera this way.
Yeah,
and that was hard.
It was very hard, but look at this. It's actually almost perfect framing. You know, like you do swing a little bit your camera does swing a little bit round, but you do catch pretty much not quite in the middle, but as good as it could be with still me being there. And then you hold the clubs up. And I say thank you very much to Juliana for filming, and thank you very much for filming all the way through here. And that is the last trick. Now we're back around to Trick a Day May, and that's taken us an hour to get through. So let's just head over here to rendered movies. Oh no, I'm in the wrong thing. So did I? Maybe I didn't put these across here. These are all of the videos that have been out on my vlog for a long time. What's this one here? So as we're wrapping this up here, as we're saying thank you and goodbye, we've got 4 minutes 20 of watching us fail here.
you fail
to do
in
this.
getting this.
And again, this was the 3rd attempt. This is 4 Club Squeeze Catch Day 3, attempt number 7. But that's not attempt number 7 in total. That's probably attempt number 300 or whatever it is.
It's been epic, this trick. I was so frustrated at some point, and then we took breaks and we had cake and coffee, and then I thought
day-long breaks.
Yes, but then I thought, oh no, I can't be this disappointed that you didn't get it yet, because I had to support you, cheer you on. And then once I then got back my mojo, also then...
And I had to get back my mojo.
And then we got it.
But you were doing all of this sitting on a stool. Most of the time you would stand in video, and this time you were sitting on a stool.
Yeah, it was just too long.
It was
to
too
stand
long.
and hold the camera.
And so, yes, this was the big thing. So this was by far the most difficult trick, and I'm not even happy with the version that I got at the end. It got 207 likes and 835 views. I reckon the reason it got so few views is because like a few hours after releasing this, because we recorded this on the 30th, and then I released it on the 31st, the morning of the 31st, because I wanted to put out the montage, the full, like, all 31 tricks in 2 minutes video. Yeah. And so that took, that took a few thousand views.
Yeah.
Which actually, let me quickly have a look at over here. I can, what's going on here? I can just check here. So the full thing, that got 1,400 views, and this one got 835. So a lot of the views went elsewhere. All right, that's it. We're still only at 46 attempts. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watching. Thank you very much to Sid and Dan and Kerry Powder and Randy and Victor and Zach. And Victor, thank you very much for the super chat, the $5 super chat. Sid, you don't get thanks because you came in like 2 minutes before the end.
No, of course he always gets thanks. Like he's
Flo,
also
if you're watching.
Super fan.
I was just trying to move my mouse down there. That's the iPad. So thank you very much to all our Patreon supporters who make these kind of projects possible as well, and give us the inspiration. Check out patreon.com/Luke Burridge for behind the scenes videos, not of this, but of like other projects, vlogging, exclusive vlogs, exclusive monthly podcasts. If you support us at the $25 level, for even 1 month, you get to pick the topic. So if you want us to hear us talk about, do a live stream on a topic, or do a live like a podcast on a topic or a video on a topic. $25. You'll get your name in the credits as well, and all that kind of stuff.
And also, you can go to patreon.com, support us, and listen to us talking about the trick of the.
Oh yeah, we did a whole podcast. Yeah,
again,
juggling podcast patrons. We were talking much less about the individual tricks and more about the like the culture and the mindset and the mindset and things like that.
Yes.
Also, if you're a supporter on Patreon.com. You are also supporting Fight Night Combat, and we're getting more tournaments happening, mostly in Russia at the moment, but tournaments are happening in Australia too in these coming weekends. 84 looked good, didn't it? Chinese boy says, can you juggle 9 balls? Yes, I can juggle 9 balls. Or no, put it this way. Yes, I could once juggle 9 balls. I've not trained 9 balls for many years.
I reckon you could do
I could definitely
balls.
I could do 9 balls for 9 catches. It would probably, after a week of trying, I could probably get up to 18 catches to do the qualifying juggle. I think the main reason is Chinese boy is that I like juggling clubs. Like when I'm juggling clubs for my own personal, like, hey, I'm just gonna jam. I never juggle balls. I sometimes juggle rings if I'm inside, but generally I'm a club juggler as on a personal thing. 96, we're almost there.
97.
97. No, I don't give it a go that time.
So
Not
hard,
there.
So hard.
99. Nope.
Oh.
That felt really good that time. Trick Day May 31st, and it comes together, and that's it. Just saw this clip before.
So excited that you finally got that. Oh, what a relief! Well done.
Let's bring it OBS. Where's OBS? I need to switch back over.
There it is.
Right, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll catch you next month.
Goodbye.